continues to grow steadily to the benefits attached to it. Hence, all cannot go to sea. Interventions of this nature can create employment opportunities for the youths of the country.
The young people of this country uptake the job market of fisheries. You may recall, in this country, usually, if people are into our fisheries, most of the time, the people engaged in fisheries are usually, strangers. So they usually go back to their homelands to prey. So, in other words, fish become a problem into this country.
The success of this project will determine the implementation of such intervention in other parts of the country.
In fact, the project goes on all the way through next year, where we will have pilot project ponds in all the divisions. And we thought of having 4 ponds here, but fortunately, our technicians believe that we have enough ground, so 10 ponds were dug.
As part of the implementation of this aquaculture project, young people will be trained and given the requisite skills needed to run the ponds.
This is very important to note because for the youth, the desire of government, as we know, is that not everybody, even where you have the necessary education and skills, you may be educated to the level of PhD. You may have all the skills that you require, but not everybody can sit in an office. That is very, very important for young people to understand. That is one point. The second point is, which has been proven, is that some of these activities that we quite often look down upon are more rewarding, are more lucrative in terms of salary-wise than with somebody who wants to sit in an office.
Famara Dabo, the Deputy Director of Fisheries, is one of the experts involved in the execution of the project, and he tells us the remaining areas needed to address in time for the start of the operations.
There is much to be done still because pond management practices will now start after water supply is guaranteed. Right, as you go around to see the supply system, where the solar panels will be the source of power. And after that we will start dressing the ponds with ordinary lime, which we call lasso. This will help improve the pond bottom, the dikes, and disinfect also, and also increase water quality.
About 100 young people are expected to operate these aquaculture ponds to address the frequent shortage of fish, and here they are expected to only concentrate on rearing of catfish. This Nyani Berry farm also has a banana plantation and mango farm. These, however, if successful, can create huge employment opportunities and provide a lucrative market for the production and marketing of catfish. Rohi Bite, Grts News.
The Agribusiness Services and Producers Association, which is the interprofessional body vested with the management of the Gambia groundnut subsector in consultation with the government of the Gambia, is pleased to announce a groundnut price of $14,500 per metric ton farm gate. A media release added ASPA also wishes to declare that the official start and close dates for this year's groundnut marketing season in the Gambia are Monday, 16th December 2013 and Sunday, 30th March 2014 respectively. Consequently, the release urges all cooperative marketing societies, private traders and agents wishing to participate in groundnut buying at primary SICO level to prepare their equipment and clean their SICOs and may start trading by Wednesday, 18th December 2013. Moreover, groundnut producers are hereby assured that this year's producer price was arrived at using the officially recognized producer price determination mechanism, which takes into account the world market price for groundnut products as well as parameters and ratios relevant to the domestic marketing system. This year's price, the release arts, compares quite favorably with what pertains in the sub-region. Farmers are therefore urged to sell their produce through the existing marketing outlets. The release ends. Imams and Islamic teachers were recently benefited from a day tutorial on peace and protection of women and children. The exercise, bankrolled by the UNFPA under the supervision of the Office of the President, Samuel Ba reports.
domestic violence and natural catastrophes, women and children are the most vulnerable. Though the Gambia has not experienced some of these ugly situations, the country is situated in a region that has witnessed conflicts for the past decades. Thus, putting mechanisms in place for the protection of women and children against such odds becomes a priority for government in its resolve to jealously guiding the peace the Gambia is known for.
We also want to applaud the efforts of His Excellency, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Yaya J.J. Jammeh and the government of the Gambia in women empowerment, in his effort in women empowerment, which is very laudable, and we thank him immensely for creating the enabling environment for women's development and putting women's agenda high in his agenda. And above all, putting women's issues in the hands of our dear mother, Aja Aissatou Njai Sedi.
This seminar, initiated by the Gambia Supreme Islamic Council for Imams and Islamic teachers under the supervision of the Office of the President, is in that vein as it aims at raising awareness of women's peace and protection as dictated in the UN Resolution 1325.
It was against this background, actually, that the UN member states were required to develop a national action plan for the implementation of Resolution 1325. The main objective of which was to ensure women's participation in peace building.
Imam Mohamed Lamin Toure, President of the Supreme Islamic Council, and Imam Abdullah Fati of State House Mosque are among the beneficiaries of the induction seminar bankrolled by the UNFPA. They both expressed their gratitude to the donors on the significance of the exercise.
This action plan is preceded by the ratification of, by the Gambia government of international conventions and the enactment of various national laws and policies to ensure the effective gender mainstreaming and the protection of the rights of women and girls. For example, we have the CEDAW, the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women.
Topics dwelt on during the day-long session included presentation on women participation in decision-making, the prevention and protection of women from violence, the women and children's rights, and a presentation on UN Resolution 1325 and the Gambia National Action Plan. Beneficiaries said the topics are well placed for the cause of women and children. Samuel Ba, Grts.
A new batch of Peace Corps volunteers has completed a 10-week training on various areas of intervention relevant to their daily activities in local communities where they are set to serve. The volunteers are now on the verge of starting work in these communities. This after they completed the formalities of their training program. Winifred Nicole Hadibet reports.
I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Without any mental reservation or purpose.
A new batch of Peace Corps volunteers have been sworn in at the U.S. Ambassador's residence in Fajara. The 18 volunteers will be working with health and environmental experts as educators and change agents to improve the quality of service delivery in the health sector as well as in the environmental protection.
I envy you a little, but I admire you a lot. You are going on an adventure to change the world, and you will. Your work will contribute directly to the economic sustainability, education, and future of the Gambia.
Having another group of Corps volunteers in the country once again demonstrate America's political commitment to providing funds and personnel to overcome health challenges globally, maintaining its stand as the single highest contributor to global funds.
We have been, and according to President Obama just 2 weeks ago, we will remain the single largest contributor to global funds.
Here are the few things volunteers need to remember for a successful 2-year mission in the Gambia.
1. Absorb the culture. live within it, but